Hello, everyone. It's Diane Metkowski, the massage mentor, here live with Allison, the massage rebel. I'm
Hello.
so excited. Hi, how
I
are
am
you?
too.
Well, let me just tell
I'm
everyone
good. How are you?
I'm bebopping along. I'm bebopping along. I just want to tell everybody how I found you. And one of my staff members, Athena, watches your I'll go out into the other part of the office, and all I do is see you on the screen massaging. She loves your page, and she's always watching your technique. So
That's so
thank you.
great.
So thank you
That is
very
so
much for
great.
joining us.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I'm so happy to be here, and I just love to hear when anybody's watching my stuff. So yay!
Well, she watches it nonstop. And, well, first, this wasn't on my agenda, but I do have to ask you, how did you pick the name? Because I really like it. The name Rebel Therapist.
Massage.
Yeah.
Rebel to me means not necessarily going against the norm, but it means kind of defining your own path. And for me, that's a lot of what massage therapy is in general. Like, kind of, I think that the people who become massage therapists are the kind of people who really just want to forge their own path and make their own way. And to me, it's about taking all the things that we're taught and the norms that we're put into, but then taking all of that and making it our own. And so I wanted to make that my name and my theme, because I feel like that's the thing that I want other massage therapists to do.
And I feel like that's what you're doing. You've been around for 18 years, which is awesome. Can you share with us what your dominant means of self-care would be?
Yes. I would say for the most part, it's kind of half meditation, half self-education. Like, there's something about, I obsess about pain, and I obsess about anatomy. And I find that when I do research and reading, and I listen to podcasts, and all the things, anything that I can get my hands on that makes my work good and makes me grow, feels nurturing to me. So that's kind of self-care to me is like huge. Like, it's I definitely get a lot of massages, and I go for a lot of walks, and I try to eat healthy and drink lots of water and all the basics, but I get a very good fill from doing research and growing my own brain. So
you feed your mind.
I feed my mind and my soul. Yeah.
Yes. That's one of the things that totally. I actually have been thinking about a lot too. I have what I call the 4 things I have to do every day. Is 1, I have to work my body.
Yes.
2, I have to love my beautiful wife.
Nice.
3, I have to feed my mind, right? And 4,
yes.
I have to work on my business. So I feel like if I do those 4 things every day, I'm like,
you're set. Yes.
It's like the best.
I agree.
I'm so excited to
totally
hear
agree.
that feeding I think the first person I spoke to, like that feeding that your mind, and also I think probably what it does, Allison, would you agree, it builds self-confidence?
Yeah, I mean, there's a motivation to it. When I see other people doing cool stuff, or when I read something that feels like somebody has discovered something, I am like, yes, I can do, I want to get out there and do more, right? So there's this like snowball effect that I feel like feels really good in a positive direction, as opposed to, I just have to, how am I going to get through the day? It's more like, yes, let's go.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Okay. So I also looked over your website, and one of the things that I like that you said is how you see soft tissue as more than merely a physical element, but a deeply complex, neurological driven part of who you are, which makes complete sense to me. And could you just tell us how you view that, and tell us your point of view?
Interpret that.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that the way that we move through the world and the way that we perceive our physical bodies is so connected, obviously, with our mind and our emotions and our neurology, our brain and our spinal cord and our nerves. That there's saying that the mind is I'm trying to think of how I want to say this. The mind is more powerful than we think, right? So when we perceive, so when we perceive that we have pain, which is real, right? Whatever it is, whether it be a trauma or a recurring injury, there's the perception around it, and that perception is all kind of in our neurons. And I think that is, if we can tap into that, like, I think that energy work taps into that, but I think there's also a hard science to it that we've just hit the tip of the iceberg into, and how that really does dictate how we feel, how we move through pain, and how we heal ultimately. So that's the stuff that I try to, when I'm working with a client, I'm always trying to tap into their own power of how they can move through it, and I feel like it's you feel it as we get older, and as we move through life, we all feel it to some degree, how we, can kind of dictate our own day. And I think it gets down to how we can dictate our own healing process. I think it's huge.
Yes, I love that. And too, that brings us to the next part too. I'm so excited when I looked at your website too, and I saw that you like to work with the client, and not on the client. So could you give us your interpretation of that as well? Because that was like, if I could hug you, I wish I could hug you, Allison. High five you in the flesh. We're gonna have to work on that.
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. I think that there's, at least when I went to school, and especially when I got out and I got a job, one of the many jobs that I've had has been in the spa industry. And there's this mentality around, getting the client on the table and just letting them kind of go to sleep or letting them zone out, which is wonderful. I mean, there's definitely something to that. But I think that the more a client is dropped into the work that you're doing, and the work that we're doing, and the more we explain what's going on. The reason why I'm working in this direction is because of these anatomical elements. And the reason why I'm doing this particular technique is because this is what your tissue is responding to. And they're dropped in, and they can visualize, and they can focus on the deep breath and the letting go, or even engaging when we're asking them to engage, right? So there's a lot of techniques where we're kind of like, okay, so now lift when I'm doing this, or, flex or move. And I think that teamwork is crucial to getting people to, not only feel what's in their body, but then have a better understanding mentally, and then can go home and understand why it hurts when they sit or stand or, type, or all the things that maybe cause pain.
And I don't know about you, but I feel like it's as much as I want to take someone from point A to point B, like if I want to take them there, it's much different than if we go together. Like, I can't take them there. We have to go together.
Right.
Or else it's just going to keep reoccurring and reoccurring.
Exactly.
Do you agree?
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, so well said. So well said. I mean, it's kind of like you can't love somebody unless you love yourself. It's that whole adage, right? So, right.
So I'm sorry, I get excited.
So, it's the same thing. If somebody's in pain and they want to be miserable, I can't carry you through it. I mean, we can't carry them through it. And so I think it's about empowering people to get them to know that they can move through it and work, with everything that we can offer. And it's teamwork. Healing is teamwork.
The secret I put in my book is the greatest gift you can give a client is letting them discover it themselves, almost taking them to the discovery themselves, So, okay, I think we're summing it up. But I think, what is your favorite type of client?
In terms of I don't have a favorite type of client in terms of an athlete or a business person, or I don't necessarily have that. My favorite type of client is the client that comes in open and ready to work. Yes. And that could be anybody. That could show up in any physical form. I think that I just get really excited when somebody is like, okay, let's do this. Let's make this work. And tells me this doesn't work for me, or this does work for me. And I want to hear that. I want to know if I'm working on something and it doesn't feel right. I can't be in their skin and feel what they feel. So if they can tell me that they're open to the teamwork and the process, I'm in. I love that client.
That is the best. Isn't that the best client?
Yes.
It feels so good. It's almost like you're not working.
Yes.
It's like, this is what it's all about.
We're grooving.
Okay. So the next question, what is your, and we talked about this a little before we started the interview, what is your favorite part of being a massage therapist?
Besides everything. I'm kidding. Definitely the flexibility. I love being my own boss. I mean, I think I was born into this world with like, I didn't want anybody to tell me what to do. And I wanted to define what I wanted to do all on my own. And so being a massage therapist has allowed me to do that. I make my own hours, and I have 2 kids, and I'm able to be home for them, and I'm able to drive them to their sports and to their things that they need to do. And then, even in my own practice, I'm in charge of how much I charge and how much time I spend with the client, and, getting myself out there and marketing myself. It's all stuff that I feel in control of, and I love that part of it. So, I mean, not to mention just the knowledge that it gives me about whole health. I feel like that is invaluable. And the stuff that I've been able to, when my kid comes to me with a bump or an ache or a pain, and I'm like, okay, I totally get what's going on, or helping friends and family. My dad is in town, and he has a new hip. And so I have been able to kind of help him through some stuff with that I just feel like I'm so happy to be able to give that tool and to have that knowledge. I just think that stuff feels so rewarding to me.
I know, it's so great that we actually get to have our hands on other people. That's our job, is to actually just be able to touch people and get to know them on a level that a lot of people never have that opportunity.
Exactly.
So I love what you said. And then I also wanted to bring up the fact that you make your own products. How did you get into that? That's really cool. What do you tell us a little bit about that?
I taught for a long time, and when I got done with teaching, I went to dive back into body work a little more intensely, and I just was like, I don't like oil, and I don't like lotion, and I don't like gel. So I just developed my own thing, and I kind of thought, I think if I like this as much as I like this, I can't be the only one. And so what I've developed is something that doesn't have any additives in it, no chemicals, no preservatives, because it doesn't have water in it, so I don't need to. And B, it allows me to really grip and do the work that I'm not slipping off the skin. I'm not having to reapply 20 million times. I've just created something that it's not anything mind-blowing new, but it's definitely something that I feel like has brought my practice to a level that feels good to me and adapts with my practice. And that's the feedback that I'm getting. A lot of therapists are kind of like, holy crow, I didn't realize I was missing this. I didn't realize this has changed the way I work. So I love it. I totally love making it, and look forward to making more new things and sharing it for sure. Well, happy to send you some if you want some, Diane.
I'm very excited. I'm going to talk about that as soon as I am.
Yes.
So I just wanted to thank you very much for coming out. And I have a feeling just from the vibe here that we'll probably have to have you back to talk again soon, because I've really enjoyed speaking to you. And I feel your passion coming through me into my office all the way from California. So I absolutely positively can't wait to talk to you again. And thank you so much for joining us. And if you would just hold on after I end the broadcast, I'd love to catch up with you more.
Yep.
And everybody,
thanks for having me.
Of course. It was great. Thank you, Athena. Thank you, Athena. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us again. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.